What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that? Oh. Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of Spot Show Live Stream with me, Ronald, your boy with a cornbread accent. It is Thursday night. Hopefully, everybody's having a good week so far. Kind of a short week. Had the Memorial Day holiday on Monday for some of you. For those of you who had to work, appreciate your service, or appreciate your work in the weekend because you're definitely in a service industry. Let's see what else. And okay, remember what we have Memorial Day weekend. Anyway, of course, this was a take two. This was a busy week for pro wrestling in general. You got the two top promotions, each holding a big event. Of course, the WWE had the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event, and in AEW you had the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I actually watched both of these, and I gotta admit, I enjoyed both of these. Nothing that big to really not enjoy. Maybe some of the outcomes, but still, I actually need to go back and watch last week's, see how well I did on my predictions. Like I said, anybody there in the chat who probably seen these pay-per-views? Oh yeah, before I get started too much into it, let's do the usual sales pitch here. Hey, if you're watching live, hey, join us in the chat. Please say hello. I'll say hey back. If you're not watching live, you're watching replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this past weekend's King and Queen of the Ring premium live event and AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. If you did watch them both or you just watched one of them, hey, chime in. Let me know what you think. Also, if it's your first time watching, either way, and you're digging what you're seeing, me fumbling my words, of course. I haven't quite figured this live stuff out yet. I have, but, the mechanics, not really the talking points. Sometimes I need to rehearse, but no. I just wing it. Anyway, either way, if you want to, if you feel like you're entertained, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. Hello, Brenda Watson. See how easy it is? She just pops up, waves, and some yellow thing with... Is that marijuana you help? Is that a yellow figure with marijuana? Uh-oh, can we say marijuana on... the wacky backy. Can we say that? In other words, it looks like you're holding some weed. And that emoji looks stoned. Anyway, see how easy that is? You pop up, you say hello, I say hey back. If you want to mention something, talk about something, you can do that too. We're just all out to have fun, bunch of wrestling geeks. I'm a wrestling geek, you're a wrestling geek. Wouldn't you like to be a wrestling geek too? Anyway, Joe King's here. Yeah, whatever that is, it's definitely smoking something. I don't know, it's got that big Tony Khan smile, so it might be the book of sugar. Can we say book of sugar? And I'm just kidding. I never seen him do it. Just kidding. Don't sue me. We've all said it. But anyway, but yeah, this week, going to kind of keep a little simple here. Of course, I say that every weekend. just going to go through the lineups, results, kind of discuss them a little bit. Next weekend, though, if you're watching out there, let me go ahead and spill the beans about next week on Spot Show live stream. Going to have a little fun. Let's totally geek out here. You know, kind of see something on Twitter. Wish I remember who tweeted it. It's I don't know the person. It was nobody famous or anything like that. Just I seen on Twitter. Uh, Said the question the person asked was that there was really a Forbidden Door pay per view, but this was WWE and AEW only. What match would you like to see? What is the match that definitely has to be there? And of course, I take that and just go uh, way further. So I'm kind of sort of jotting down a few things. I'm thinking a full event. I want to put together a full card. Basically, um, some fantasy booking. And next week I'll have the whole card. And of course, I'm thinking too. It's like, okay, um, do I want to just totally put dream matches, or should I just because it's wrestling? If something's successful, they're going to have another one. So, do we want to just have a bunch of dream matches and the next one, or do? So anyway, I'm kind of thinking about putting a whole card together as a WWE versus AEW people. Put a little card together, and like I said, a fantasy book. Pick the winner. Put the card together. This is this person. Give a finish, and all that. So that's going to be next week's show. Next week's show is dedicated to fantasy booking, and maybe we do more of that. The fantasy booking. Sorry, I meant to scratch my head, but I wound up scratching my earphones. But yeah, next week, one of the things, well, getting some news and the fun stuff is going to be the fantasy booking. So if you're out there watching, put your card together. Not a huge card. I'm thinking 6 to 8 matches, and that's including a couple buy-in or dark matches. Uh, but yeah, I'm kind of putting together and thinking about it. So next week you'll have my card uh, for this big, fantasy big event. Uh, and of course, tune in next week. Jot down a few matches yourself, and let's see if we add up. Or we'll talk about it here, and just have some fun with it. Because that's what all entertainment should be. It should be fun. So yes, next week tune in, do some fantasy booking. All right. Should have thought about doing that a long time ago, but sometimes well, I probably did think about it. Then finally, I guess something's got to kick it into my head. So anyway, now back to the professionals bookers and actual events that actually happen. As you see, it's not really WWE. I need to get me a WWE hat, but close enough. NXT. Um, but it does say WWE somewhere. So let's talk about this past week's King and Queen of the Ring premium live event. Let's see. Which I think, honestly, I missed the dark match on this one. Yes, we're going to pretend people are not injured. Yes, because I already got a match for Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. Not together, but I got matches for them too. Um, but whatever the AEW roster is right now, and whatever the WWE roster is right now, um, main roster, not NXT, not Ring of Honor, main roster AEW, main roster WWE. Uh, that's there right now. Signed, sealed, delivered. So yes, if you want to put this is not on my card, but if you don't go ahead and put MJF versus Cody Rhodes, which is kind of already happened, but they're both up here now, so uh, them both being main event stars, if that's your fantasy match, I'm just giving an example. That's not definitely not on my card. I think it's those two. They're on my card. I think. Just gotta figure out who and where to put them. But yeah, like I said, 6 to 8 matches. I'm gonna put 6 to 8 matches. I'm not gonna put 20 matches like your typical AEW card. But let's meet in the middle. Usually, like last couple of pay-per-views, it's been, or premium live events, been like 5 matches. AEW has 10 on the main card, so yeah, we're gonna go with like 6 to 8, and leave it at that. Probably even number 8. Yeah, I think either 6 or 8. Just keep it even number. I'm gonna keep it an even number. You folks do whatever you want to, because I might have the same matches you guys do, and gals, and vice versa, And more like, I'm almost betting that your card's probably not gonna be as jacked. My card is not gonna be as jacked as, say, your cards. So I'm thinking of it as in a different situation, because I like to think outside the box, but I'm trying to think logically, because I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna do this once, and my thing is, if you put my logical thinking is saying, okay, just the fact these two promotions are going to have a super card together, or have a event together, that's going to sell tickets. So I'm not saying you put jobbers in there, but you ain't got to like just shove it with nothing but dream matches. That's my thinking. But what y'all think, that's why we gotta love it. We got have fun. We gotta have fun with it. Trust me, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm having fun with it, just thinking about it. But I just kind of thought about today. Well, actually, I thought about yesterday, and now it's like really kind of grinding my head with it. So, but yes, pretending that nobody's in, because you know, yeah, pretend everybody's 100%, all the stars 100% healthy on each roster. Um, that's including those like in AEW. Let's just say, hasn't been on TV in a while, long time. Uh, definitely gonna, definitely gonna, definitely put those on your card. But like I said, that's my idea, and uh, or not my idea, but taking somebody's question and kind of just blow it up a little bit. Big card. So that's next week's Spot Show live stream. So definitely check it out. And keep watching this one, because we will definitely talk some bullshit here, because that's what I do. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, like I said, talk a little bit about the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event here. Let me open my Gatorade. Because I just don't know what's wrong with me today. I had plenty of water today. It wasn't that hot, but gosh, I felt dehydrated all day. And this got worse when I got home. But I feel fine. I just feel a little dehydrated. It's because I'm old. I know. But anyway, talk about this King and Queen of the Ring premium live event. Let's see. We had the dark match that featured the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Bianca Belair and Jay Cargill, as they went up against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Of course, they successfully defended their championships against Candice LeRae and Hartwell. Uh, Debuted a new move. I don't know what they call it yet, uh, but basically, Jay Carhill just lifted Andy Hartwell up. Actually, like literally tossed her up, got in her arms, almost looked like she was going for the jaded. But uh, Bianca would hit a DDT. Then Jay Carhill with that wheelbarrow suplex. Uh, Bianca didn't have time to wait for Jay Carhill to do a kip up, so she just went in there, screwed up Jay Carhill's kip up, and got the win. Covered Indy or covered Candice and got the pinfall there. Uh, like I said, I didn't even know that match was taking place till I think they made that match on Sunday. All right, let's see. And of course, your first match of the actual pay-per-view show or premium live event was Liv Morgan going against Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. Um, I thought it was a decent match. It was okay. I've seen better Liv Morgan matches. I've seen better Becky Lynch matches. I think I've seen actually better matches with them together. But I definitely like the ending of it. I think this is one of the ones I got right. Liv Morgan did defeat Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Championship. And of course, if you watch or listen to the internet and all that, um, Becky Lynch's contract is up, but I think she's just gonna go home, rest, hang out with her husband, hang out with a kid, be a wife, a mother. Um, what she's asked for in her contract, she probably asked for less time, maybe. She's been at it for a while. She's been a top star for a while, so maybe she's looking for that, or just maybe just rest. You know, stay home for a bit. I mean, I don't know if she's looking for a part-time schedule. I re- Now, I will say if Becky Lynch ends up in AEW, hell froze over, and I will be totally in shock. I just do not think Becky Lynch at all is going to end up in AEW. Like I said, she's had a great career so far in WWE. Um, she's still a top, draw star in WWE. They're definitely going to use her good. And of course, her husband works there. I mean, that's not to say that that's other people left and whatever, but uh, her husband is there and is also a top star. So there's really no reason for her to leave unless she just really wants to hang out with Mercedes Monet. But um, like I said, I really do not think Becky Lynch. I mean, I would really be. That would be that would shock. That would definitely shock me. That would shock me even more than Adam Copeland Edge going. Uh, but guess what? I wasn't paying attention too well at that one when Adam Copeland made his made his premiere. I thought he was just gonna, maybe resign or just, retire again. But more on Adam Copeland / Edge later though. Let's see. Your next match was a three-way triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It was Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Poor Otis. He took care of Bronson Reed like he's supposed to. Then Otis, as Chad Gable was holding him up, was having the second thought. So hey, Sammy's a good dude. I don't want to close on him. But Chad Gable, Mighty Mouse, there he gave Otis a good ass chewing and smacked him around a little bit. And so Otis went for it. Sammy ducked, and Chad Gable ate a Otis clothesline, which enabled Sami Zayn to jump back in the ring. And of course, Bronson Reed was there for the pickings for the haluva kick, and that pretty much sealed the deal. Sami Zayn gets a win and keeps the Intercontinental Championship for a while. All right, now for your finals of the Queen of the Ring. I think I did get this right somewhat. I knew it was either Nia, whoever won between Nia and Becky would have won, or Nia and Bianca Belair. But basically, it's Nia Jax defeated Lyra Valkyria with to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. She looked up actually legitimately emotional. She got released, came back, um, lost a little weight. Um, I really didn't have no problem with it. I mean, me personally, I was kind of rooting for Io Sky to win the Raw side and beat either Bianca or whoever that went. I was pulling Io Sky to win the whole thing, the tournament, but that didn't happen. Nia Jax won, and if you watch that match, oh my gosh, I thought she killed that girl. Um, if she didn't have legitimate rib injuries, midsection injuries, whatever, it's man, she got lucky. Uh, whatever they did, they made it look good. I mean, I ain't gonna sit there and freeze frame every minute or every minute second of it to figure out how but that finish it did look good. Looked like it definitely killed uh Lara Valkyrie. Basically, she went for the sunset bomb as Nia Jax was staying on the middle ropes, but Nia countered that with the Annihilator, or the bonsai drop. Definitely want to see Yokozuna do it that way, but she did. That's how she won it. Uh, then she turned it around real quick. Once she got the mic, I said, "Hey, yeah, you folks might not like it, but I'm proud of me, and I'm gonna beat whoever's the WWE Women's Champion come SummerSlam." So they did already announce that whoever was going to win the Queen of the Ring was going to get a Women's Championship match at SummerSlam, as well as whoever won the King of the Ring was going to get a WWE World's Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam as well. Um, and that brings us to the finals to the King of the Ring tournament. Gunther versus Randy Orton. Good match here. Uh, I liked it. And of course, I mean, it's hard. You're not going to get too many bad Gunther or Randy Orton matches, even at this stage in his career. Uh, this is a good match. But Gunther wound up rolling up Randy Orton and like a what do they call that? Anyway, didn't look like Randy's shoulders were all the way on the mat, but ref count of three, no protest or anything. So Gunther is your king of the ring, and whoever wins between uh, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest at the was it Clash at the Kingdom or something like that. Uh, I'm kind of pulling for Damian Priest. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen a Gunther versus Damian Priest match. So that's gonna be something kind of new. Uh, I think still be rooting for Gunther to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I think definitely the guy deserves at least a small run at least. Um, Drew McIntyre. I mean, definitely wouldn't mind seeing another Drew McIntyre Gunther match, but don't see enough of those. Let's see what Damian Priest and Gunther could do together. Should be interesting. Uh, and of course, your main event that night was Cody Rhodes against Logan Paul. Cody wins that one. He is still your undisputed WWE Championship. So I guess they did drop the Universal part. Everything I've read is this either WWE Champion or undisputed WWE Champion. So No more Universal for him. Just a plain old WWE champion. But like I said, good. This match was actually pretty decent. I mean, as far as just a solid in ring, match. Probably one of the better ones Logan Paul's done because he does like doing this more spot stuff, and he got those spots in, of course. But he just likes to do what's done in video games, basically. But Cody, I guess, said, "Look, we're not going to do all that here." But I mean, they did do some stuff. A couple table spots. Logan Paul did his frog splash and put Cody through a table, um, and it looked good. It looked good in the highlights, but like I said, 3 crossroads, and that was it for Logan Paul. But like I said, I thought it was a solid little pay per view. Uh, 5 matches for the main show that all meant something. Had a pretty good build up. Even though it's a short build up, it was still pretty good build up. Um, and of course, now we're getting to summer. You get into the main shows, or one of the main, 4 main shows of the WWE. One of them is SummerSlam. So, King of the Ring used to be that, but I don't guess that's it no more. It's basically SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. But like I said, not too bad. Not one of the best, but not bad. The fans were a whole lot better in France, though, I would say, than they were in Saudi Arabia. I guess because they've gotten a few of these pay-per-views, or excuse me, premium live events, so they're kind of used to seeing a spectacle. France, I guess, this is the first time they've had one in a long time, so they're definitely jacked for that. But definitely a little more jacked in France than they were here in Saudi Arabia. All right. Speaking of jacked, let's go to AEW here, and they had their annual Double or Nothing uh, pay per view, not premium live event. Totally missed pretty much all of the buy-in ones. Uh, I was doing the was it the Valley Sports or whatever way of showing it, but now they on the Triller Network or Triller app, used to be Fight TV. I used that one. And I just couldn't find. I thought it'd be like any other one. You just turn it to the pay per view and you see the buy in, then it goes into pay per view. It did. You had to like look for it, and the one thing I kept clicking on like 3 or 4 times was the like a preview. I think it said preview or something like that, not the buy in. But finally, I seen the buy in. Unfortunately, it was the end of the second buy in match. But the first one was against Diana Perazzo against Thunder Rosa. She wound up defeating her by countering a submission hold, rolling Rosa up, holding the ropes as well. Wow, I probably would pop for that. Who cheats anymore really, or you know who actually tries to cheat in AEW and hides it from the ref? Um, yeah. Anyway, and of course the second one, I seen the finish of that one. It was the Acclaim, Matt Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn. They defeated the Cage. I guess the Cage of Anthony or Agony now. It's Brian Cage, Tua Leona, and Bishop Khan. Uh, Daddy Ass got the roll up on. I don't think he got the. Did he get the roll up on Brian Cage or Toa? Anyway, got the small package in. They won because the Acclaim must scissor. There's used to be an old phrase called Hogan must pose. The Acclaim must scissor. So, uh, oops. forgetting what I'm doing. But your first match in the actual main pay per view was Will Ospreay against Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship. Solid, very good match here. And this is, I mean, and it happens a lot, especially in AEW. What's it? I mean, this say it. You're basically glorified. Your referees are basically just like the ECW referees. They're there just to count three. Because there was a spot there where uh, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett interfered. Bennett, and this looked scary too. I thought definitely Ospreay must have injured his neck, but that's why they uh, and this is what I've heard. I mean, I never took any training, but they always say, "Hey, tuck your chin. Always have your chin tucked in." Definitely, the reason being was this spot right here where Mike Bennett had Will Ospreay on his shoulders, and Matt Taven ran to the ring as the referee was standing there with Roderick Strong, but he could have easily seen Taven hitting the ropes and jumped out, and they tried to do a doomsday device. Didn't look too good, and it definitely looked like maybe Ospreay might have flipped himself a little bit and didn't get that. Looked like Ospreay moved first and didn't give uh, Ben enough time to push him off to get that flip in. But even if he did, that should to me that should have been the finish of the match. Just roll him back in and get the pin that way, but um, they didn't, of course. But so if there's anything I'm gonna fuss about, it's probably that. But it was a good match. Will Ospreay hit uh, the breaker on him on Roderick Strong, or Stormbreaker, excuse me, on Roderick Strong. Pretty cool little move. Uh, you know, Don Callis kept calling for the Tiger Driver, and he just will not do it no more. But he was about to do it, but didn't do it. Just hit him with that Stormbreaker and got the win. And he is your new international champion. And if you did watch AEW last night, now you know that Will Ospreay is also now your number one contender for the AEW Heavyweight Championship, and it will be Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland going against each other come Forbidden Door. All right. Oops, wrong button. Right. Oh. Okay, there's the right button. All right. After that, we got to see Adam Cole get the ring and say, "Hey, I just didn't want to be out here, and you people suck," and all that good stuff. After they did the whole Boom and Bebe thing, uh, kind of run his mouth about MJF. Hey, had a little video intro and hit the music. MJF came out. Uh, talking about bags of donkey dick and dick faces and he's not gonna wear the devil's mask anymore. That's just being a coward, and he's still better than you, and he know it. Nobody's name the catchphrase. Nobody's on a level of the devil. I kind of made fun of him a little bit. I mean, it was a funny promo, entertaining promo, but I kind of made fun of him a little bit. I sit there and say, "Yep." He comes in dressed like Triple H. Does a ECW Shane Douglas type promo, and that's pretty much it. Uh, I mean, not to mention they kicked, poor Matt or Adam Cole in the balls. But so I don't know if that fuse is going to continue now that they're both sort of back. That would make sense, but who knows? MJF will be on next week's Dynamite. So, but I do agree that's and oh yeah, by the way, he's re-signed for a few more years. He's calling himself now the Wolf of Wrestling, and he's not effing leaving. Um, and of course, he didn't say effing. He said the whole word. What? Why not? He's on pay-per-view. I almost dropped my phone there. Put that there. But definitely a good sign. Need somebody else there to kind of, especially I guess you can call it homegrown talent there. Yeah, because I don't think he's never really been in WWE, just independence. Then AEW became a big star, and uh, he's the, he's their guy. So I think he's their guy, but like I said, who knows? Uh, you got a lot of ingredients, but not a good cook. Let's just say that. Uh, but I think the fans will demand he'll be back in that title picture pretty soon. All right. After that, now this match I liked and was the match I was looking forward to. It was the Bang Bang Gang, Jay White, Austin, and Colton Gunn versus the Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, El Zero, Miendo, and Ray Phoenix. Um, Phoenix looked in great shape here. Of course, Pac always looks in great shape. Uh, but uh, this was for the trios match for the Unified World Trios Championship. Of course, I don't get why they're having a. Okay, you got the Ring of Honor 6-man championship, uh, and they're carrying around the pink uh, acclaim belts, and they got the original trios championship belts. Don't need to carry all that shit. I know. I mean, WWE kind of made it a thing last year, and glad they kind of got rid of some of that stuff. But uh, that's just seems like a whole bunch of crap to carry. And let me remind you, those belts is not as light as you think they are. I went to an indie show not too long ago. It wasn't a big belt either. It was just, I mean, I don't know if y'all remember the old like Southern title from like Florida, or the Mid Southern title from Memphis. That one little circle and everything else. It looked like that. And it was, the rest because I was taking a picture with the wrestler, and he let me hold it. I was like, oh shit, this thing is not as light as look. But anyway, I digress. But definitely, this match did not disappoint. Great match. And speaking of people returning, it's great to see Juice Robinson back. He's the one that came in, pushed Pac off the top rope, which allowed Jay White to hit that Blade Runner, and the Bang Bang Gang wins. And I just remember sitting there thinking, it's like, man, if there's one thing WWE does not do well, it's tag teams sometime. And man, if they could do tag teams good, it would be great to see Austin and Colton Gunn being a WWE kind of, they're really good right now. They bump real well. They make everybody looks like $1,000, or $1,000,000, excuse me. But be nice to see them go to the WWE, maybe Performance Center a little bit. I don't think they'll be there long. I don't think they'll be NXT long, but because they're that good. Uh, just get, I mean, this is snippet of this fine tuning, and uh, they'll be pretty good. That'd be freaking great. Uh, I mean, you need a good brother. I mean, you got the Creed brothers, but they're okay. But them against the Creed brothers, I mean, they make Creed brothers look like freaking, uh, like the Rock and Roll Express. That's how good they are right now. I think. I could, if you think I'm wrong, I'm wrong. By the way, yes, Austin and Colton Gunn will be on my card for the fancy booking for next week. But yes, it was the Bang Bang Gang winning that one out. And like I said, it's good to see Juice Robinson back, entertaining mofo. That's one of those guys you just look at him, it's like, man, that dude as crazy as he acts? Speaking of crazy, good segue there. Next match was Timeless Tony Storm with Luther and Mariah May, and she went on to defeat Serena Deeb by pinfall for the AEW Women's World Championship. Excuse me. Uh, no surprise here. I mean, on here they said they clocked it about 15 minutes, about 8 minutes too long, maybe 9 minutes too long. Because I mean, what makes Tony Storm over is the gimmick. She works well in that gimmick, and it's entertaining. And I don't think anybody would think Serena Deeb had a chance in that match. But maybe there's going to be a little bit of dissension now. Looked like Mariah May was going to toss in that tile when Serena Deeb had the half crab on Tony Storm. Then Luther snatched it from her as Tony Storm was, getting out of the hold, and seeing Luther with it, snatched it from him and threw it out in the crowd, and was giving Luther the business. But she did go out, wind up hitting the middle turnbuckle, I guess you can call it the super Eye of the Storm, then a regular Eye of the Storm on Serena Deeb, and got the pinfall. Like I said, 15 minutes, about, let's just say 7, 8 minutes, a little too long. That's just my opinion. But like I said, it's AEW. They're gonna throw 20 matches, 10 or more matches at you, and make sure they last freaking for. I mean, the segment with MJF ran pretty long too. He's pretty long-winded. Anyway, next match was Orange Cassidy against former best friend Trent Beretta. This match, I think it went a little too long too. Probably about 5 or 6 minutes too long. Orange Cassidy's good, Trent's good, but don't think anybody really feels for Trent that much. Orange Cassidy's pretty popular. Fans weren't that hype for this match. I mean, they did some good. I mean, it's a decent match, but not great. Uh, but Orange Cassidy wound up defeating him, and it seemed like Trent Beretta was going to take his ball and go home. But if you watched last night's Dynamite, you know that's not the case either. All right. Next up, the match, like I said last week, was not looking forward to whatsoever. Did not care two shits in the fuck about this match. But I will say, after kind of watching it and watching last week, I kind of get it now. It's like Jericho knew he was getting booed. So it's like, fine. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be cringe as hell on purpose and get all kinds of heat because I am the learner tree. But he would go on to defeat Hook and Katsuri Shibata in a three-way match for the FTW Championship. Of course, he's calling it for the World Championship. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but still wasn't. I mean, Big Bill almost got a spinal injury. Hook kind of holding him on the apron and suplexed him on a table and came about that close hitting the leg of it. Yeah, the Jericho match was, like I said, it wasn't that bad. I just didn't care. And the bounty hunter Brian Keith came in and helped Jericho out. That's how he was able to pin Shibata. But and let me tell you, they don't make bounty hunters as like they used to. I don't know. Maybe now he's with Jericho. Uh, I mean, he's not that bad, I don't guess, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get what he's doing. He's doing this very cringe act where uh, taking taking some more young guys and put them in that learning tree, and it's like he knows he's being booed, but he's acting like he's not being booed. He's just being a nice guy, and this, saying thank you all for making my shirt the #1 seller. And do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? Anyway, that was that was actually pretty funny that last night. Uh, but I mean, like I said, it was. I mean, Shibata, that whole Google Translate thing. It's pretty funny. Uh, Not sure how long Hook's gonna be around, but it wasn't that bad. It was better than the Tony Storm match. I can almost say it's probably a little bit better than the Orange Cassidy Trent Beretta match. But I mean, how can you not be entertained by it? Think it's gonna be a bag full of thumbtacks? No, it's a bag full of dice. Or in another match he had, it was a bag full of hockey pucks. Now that was some great stuff. But anything to be a little cringe, a little silly. And I mean, Jericho took most of the punishment in that match, so you gotta give him that much credit. Let's see. And the next thing we had IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. That means if Takeshita, whatever, uh, won the match, he will receive a future IWGP World Championship match. But he didn't win. He hit that big forearm, hit his version of Death Rod on John Moxley, but only got 2 count. Don Callis, told him grab some chairs, and like I said, all these refs in AEW. I mean, sometimes, a lot of times in WWE too, they just make them look dumb. It's like they both need like a ref's agent too. It's like no, this is how you're supposed to do things. Uh, but like I said, uh, Takeshita kept throwing chairs in the ring. Threw 3 of them. Referee kicked 2 of them out of the ring because it's supposed to be a standard match. No chairs, no FTW rules, whatever. Not one of those no disqualification matches. It's a standard regular match. And of course, he turns around and or tries not to see, uh, Moxley hitting a curb stomp on uh, Kansuki. I just use his first name. Uh, sees him hit Kansuki. I'm gonna fuck up that name. His first name now. Then Moxley hits a Death Rider. Ref counts to 3. That's the end of that one. I don't know why Kansuki didn't win the match. Uh, it would have made sense, but what's the use having these eliminator matches? Nobody wins. I mean, it's like I was saying Sunday. Last time they made a eliminator match halfway make sense was MJF and Adam Cole. They went to a time limit. Then they had their all-in match in Wembley. That that did whatever, but anyways, but whatever. Moxley's got to go to Japan this week. Probably lose the championship, I guess, against whoever he's facing. I think he's supposed to be facing some kind of big deal with somebody this weekend. That's what they made it sound like last night on Dynamite. Anyways, this was now I feel bad about saying this, because it was chaotic, but controlled chaotic. I thought, but uh, if you haven't heard, Adam Copeland has, I think, broken his thought I heard he said broke the tibia, which is the big bone in your lower leg. But then I heard ankle. I guess I should look that up. Uh, but anyway, he would go off. Why not be Malachi Black after a spear, 1, 2, 3, in a barbed wire steel cage match. Decent match. I liked it. Um, they kind of any kind of negative. They kind of just you know they knew how to hide those in the matches. Any kind of shortcomings of any of the two have, they hid those and just did the positive stuff. The one dumbass thing in this match was Malachi Black literally kicked Adam Copeland out of the ring, out of the cage. He kicked him in the head. Cage door open. Copeland fell out. Malachi Black followed him. Copeland met him with a spear. That brings Brody Lee and Buddy Murphy, the luckiest man in pro wrestling in our lifetime. I say he needs to go up there with Eddie Gilbert. Um, if you want me to explain, I'll explain. Eddie Gilbert, talented guy, could have been a great booker and all that, but uh, yeah, back in the day this would have been the main event. Probably should have been the main event. But anyway, Eddie Gilbert, he's also famous for being the one-time husband of Missy Hyatt and Medusa Michele, Alondra Blaze. So now in this generation, we got Buddy Murphy. At one time, he dated Alexa Bliss. I think there's a video to prove it if you want to go look for it. And now I think he's married now to Rhea Ripley. So yes, he needs to be in that, uh, he's definitely wins the Eddie Gilbert Tribute Award just for that. Hell of a worker too, big dude. Anyway, Buddy Murphy, Matt, and Brody Lee came out. They stood beside Malachi Black. Then they stood on the side of Adam Copeland. Made everybody think that I guess I was trying to make everybody think that they're going to side with Adam Copeland. Of course, they attack him, clothesline him, throw him back in the ring. But Adam Copeland had an old friend help out. In the name of Gangrel, he was underneath the ring. They tore open the not the the matting and the apron too, and or the cloth on top of the ring, and he came out spitting blood and helped Adam Copeland win the match. Yeah, I did see him limp away, but I thought maybe he was just selling, but he wouldn't. His leg was broke. Uh, uh, Gangrel helped him in the back and everything, but it was kind of cool to see him get a payday. Uh, and it's really cool to see Slayer get a payday too, because Adam Copeland at least came to the ring to South Side of Heaven, so uh, that was pretty cool. Um, but other than that, good match, bloody, and like I said, I was like, man, this is a little more controlled chaos. They didn't really do anything too stupid. I imagine that's how he probably broke his leg when he did that. Tried to do the elbow on top of the cage, but he was like try to be safe or something like that, I guess, and landed feet first and hit the elbow. But he seemed like he was doing fine after that. I don't know, or just the adrenaline altogether. But and of course now if you watch Dynamite, you see they're gonna do some qualifying matches for a ladder match, and whoever wins that ladder match will be the TNT champion. All right. Now remember, this was a triple main event night. Uh, first of that, first of those main events was Mercedes Monet against Willow Nightingale. Uh, Decent little match back. Better than I thought it was going to be. Uh, I mean, I'm a Willow fan. I think she does pretty good. I think she could do well in the WWE. Uh, she'll have to be in a performance center to get rid of those, work on those little, those little things. Um, but unfortunately, it's Monet time. It's CEO time, and that song gets on my that interest music gets on my nerves. CEO, CEO, and of course, uh, I think the one thing that's really I, you know what they should do for entrance? Put a pole in the ring, have a few guys standing around there, of course, with fake, you know, uh, dollar bills, but with Mercedes Monet's face on it, and doing like that, and kind of doing that to the crowd. Uh, Now that you can cheer for, but Mercedes Monet, she will win with a Monet Maker, and she is your new TBS champion. Uh, Whoops. Uh, then after the match, again, this is one of those kind of stupid deals. It's like, you know, Stokely Hathaway was, chewing out Willow Nightingale, call her a loser, I guess, and Chris Statlander is supposed to be her friend, shoved Hathaway, say, look, she's not a loser. And they walked off, and little upways ramp. That's when Chris Statlander gave Willow Nightingale a clothesline, and guess she sided with Stokely Hathaway, and they're together now, and no rhyme or reason. Not sure why she's not being, you know, uh, they haven't really gave her a bunch of wins and built her up to be a challenger for Tony Storm. I thought that's what they should have done, but they're not. They just kind of kept her really not doing nothing. I don't know if she's injured or not, but doesn't seem like she's too injured. But like I said, I thought that was going to kind of should have probably built her up as a serious challenger for who's at yeah. I mean she I never thought she wasn't talented. I mean, all four. I know she gets compared. The thing about her, she does get compared to Charlotte, Becky, Bailey, and that's yeah. She's better than a lot of women in AEW. That's for sure. Uh, like I said, that match Sunday with Willow Nightingale, it was pretty good. Not bad at all. They had one little stumble there, but you know, uh, they haven't wrestled each other 100 times. This was Mercedes' first match back, and sometimes it just matters of who she's in the ring with too. A lot of times, that's why I say she's probably not as good as Bailey, Becky, or definitely not better than Charlotte. I mean, you might hate me for saying this. This is my opinion. Uh, Charlotte is probably the best one out of the four. Uh, Probably the best in the world. Constantly had good matches with people. Unfortunately, she's injured now and all that good stuff. Um, but hey, what was it? A few years ago, she had the best match at or one of the best matches at WrestleMania with Asuka. Uh, Not this year's WrestleMania, but last year's WrestleMania, she had the best match on night one with Rhea Ripley, and they put some time into it. Had a lot of time into it. Yeah, the way she left, of course. I mean, because this was the second time she walked out. I mean, even me, if I was a boss right there, and I understand, sometimes, especially in this industry, there's a lot of travel, uh, a lot of moving parts. You got to be, especially in WWE, constantly on your A game. And you're gonna get frustrated sometimes, and you're gonna reach. I, I think I done said the word a few times. Uh, but she she people just going to sometimes reach fuck it and just walk out. And she did it once, and it's like, okay, I mean, that's understandable. But the second time she done it, and it wasn't just her that done it. I think she kind of, again, this is my opinion, whatever. Uh, Naomi kind of walked with her out, and it was all about a finish. And I've asked a question once or twice if Sasha Banks at the time was the one that going to go over and face the champion at the time, Ronda Rousey, at the next pay per view, win or lose against Ronda Rousey. It didn't matter. You was going to be in a money match with Ronda Rousey on a premium live event. I mean, that's a pretty good spot. Win or lose at that time. At that time, uh, I say if Sasha Banks would have been the one to win a 3-way for the chance to face Ronda Rousey at the pay per view, that walkout wouldn't have happened. I don't think that walkout would have happened. That's just my opinion. Her and Naomi would still been there, tag team champions, whatever storyline they came up with them. And of course, this is the Vince era, and Vince was still there, so uh, and he thought, hey, need a fresh opponent for Ronda Rousey. Somebody doesn't get that main title shots a lot. Naomi was it, even though she was been a former champion, but still, it's been a while since she's kind of got getting that given that spotlight against a champion. So, uh, but I never said Mercedes Moné was untalented. She's just not as good as the rest of the four horsewomen. And it sometimes depends on who she's with. But now she's in AEW. Now that match she had last night against Sky Blue, I don't think that match was as good as hers or Willow. But but like I said, we'll see. I mean, you got to think too is Mercedes has got to be on her A game. I mean, because I don't know who her next opponent. I mean, they brought in some woman last night. I forgot her name. She's like the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, or whatever. Or she's been that champion for a while. I don't know. I don't keep up Japan that much anymore. Uh, I don't know how good she is, but looks like she might be that next opponent for Mercedes Moné. Um, but she's definitely going to with someone like Julie Hart. Sorry, she's going to have her working boots on. Uh, she's going to have to definitely be on an A+ game and you know get that match. I don't want to say, but basically be the agent of that match. Oh, last night on Dynamite. Yeah, last night she wrestled Sky Blue, and there it's just like, okay, he could have kind of gave Sky Blue a couple wins. I mean, what Mercedes is going to go over her no matter what, but you didn't have to blow your whole load right on Dynamite because you could have um, at least carried to a pay per view. Give Mercedes another win, but because it got revealed that Sky Blue is the one who attacked her during that interview, and then okay, it was revealed last night. Then they had the match, and Mercedes won. Okay, next. I mean, I guess Julie Hart. Yeah, Julie Hart, not that good. Pretty girl and all that, but that's about it. She's just not that good. Now, where's Britt Baker? Who knows? I mean, I guess could look it up. Because I ain't heard any kind of news on her or anything like that. Her or excuse me, Jamie Hayter. Everybody's talking about how great Jamie. I don't think Jamie Hayter was that great, but some people out there thought she was great. I mean, she's probably great as far as AEW, but if Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter two best, uh, maybe those would be great matches for Mercedes Moné. But Toni Storm, I think that's going to be another deal where she's going to have to kind of fine tune. It's like, okay, how can we do this match to where uh, it'll be good? I mean, Mercedes Moné, I mean, she was in that match with Bianca Belair. Belair wasn't that good at that time yet. Belair's gotten better since then, but she wasn't that good at that time, and they had a pretty good match. I think it was it the WrestleMania during the no, the year before, was it a year before or a year after the pandemic? Oops, my bad. Can't remember now. But yeah, like I said, if she keeps wrestling like this and having a good match like this, uh, I think fans will forget. You got to remember that Stone Cold wasn't. He was popular. They kind of fans kind of crapped on him for walking out. Can't say they. I mean, I remember that time. Everybody did. Hell, that whole company buried him. Totally buried him. But hell, Jim Ross buried him. But anyway, let's move along here. Yeah, I mean they don't. Yeah, yeah. I like Chris. Chris Statlander's good. I thought they should have after she lost the TBS championship to you know Julia Hart in that three way. Uh, I figured okay now they're gonna kind of have her focus on being the world women's champion. I think her and Toni Storm could have had a good feud. Toni Storm's crazy. Uh, Statlander's that the one everybody likes. Was in that kind of clique with the best friends and stuff like that. And she's that girl that she probably plays video games and collects comic books. You know, kind of like the pop culture type. You know, she seems like that person that yeah we can talk about pop culture. She'd probably be pretty freaking cool. But now they turned her heel here for whatever reason. Uh, but like I said, Monet is going to win it. She needs that New Japan victory back, or that win. But she was supposed to win that match, got injured. Uh, and yeah, now you're going maybe I guess maybe you're gonna get a few matches with Chris Statlander against Willow Nightingale, which would be decent. But I think it's time for. I mean, I guess that's what they might do next. Who knows? Uh, I mean, it's like I said. It's sometimes you know you got those indie shows sometimes that have people turn and like one week they're this, 2 weeks later they're babyface for no reason, and 2 weeks later they're heel for no reason, no rhyme or reason for anything that goes on. If you like watch like that indie promotion, the local indie promotion that has good talent, whatever up and comings, and they just switch stuff up like all the time for no rhyme or reason. That's AEW, except for they got main event talent and a huge budget. Now let's just do this today. let's just do that today. Do that tomorrow. But anyways, so after that, we got the world title match, world championship match. They don't call it heavyweight. The champion Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana, dressing like one of the warriors from the movie The Warriors, not the Ultimate Warrior. 1970 something, 79, 78 movie called The Warriors. Good movie, highly recommend it. Uh, it's the one that's famous for Warriors come out to play. It's that one. Good movie. Don't remake it, Hollywood. Leave it alone. That's that's the only leave this movie alone list. Anyway, yes, he went up against Christian Cage with Kill Switch, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne with him. Strickland wound up prevailing on this one. Good enough match. People weren't quite into it. I think people were getting kind of because it was starting to get be a long night. I forgot what time it was. I think this started around 11 o'clock. I guess can't remember. Uh, not yeah, it's probably around 11 o'clock. 11:15 because they went about 25 minutes. Uh, but decent enough. But people kind of spent, a little tired. Probably had to go to the bathroom. But then they will back up. You know, once the patriarchy, Kill Switch, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne got ousted from the ringside. Uh, Prince Donna got thrown out too because the referee thought he was going to use the belt. He was kind of saying it was taken away from Mother Wayne, but whatever. Um, but did a swerve stomp, a house call, and that was it for Christian Cage. Of course, I guess if you watched last night's Dynamite, we seen Swerve Strickland do his tribute to Bruce the Barber Beefcake and gave Killswitch a haircut. Um, uh, Swerve the Barber Strickland. Anyways, like I said, I like that match too. Would I say it's the best match on the card? No. So far I'll get to that later. Um, but anyway, now you had your main event. Anarchy in the Arena, The Elite, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson with Kazuchika Okada and Jungle Boy Jack Perry Dillon's baby boy. Went up against Team AEW, Brian Danielson, Darby Allin, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, FTR. And of course, no surprise again, the Elite won. Um, some crazy shit in this match. Got to see an exploding chair. Uh, Jack Perry got set on fire after he was attacking Tony Khan. Uh, you know, Darby Allin came out and with a blowtorch and set them ablaze. Um, they did it. They explained it last night that Nick or Darby Allin was able to move out of the way before he got ran over by Jack Perry in a scapegoat machine, the scapegoat bus or wherever the hell it was. Let's see. And I was pretty much, I mean, Danielson did bleed, but I know Okada and Danielson weren't going to do anything too crazy in this match. I think Danielson did some color. That's about it. Okada, of course, no color at all. Some spike pile drivers from Wheeler and Dax Harwood. Uh, Poor Darby Allin though. And you know what? Uh, Even when they set Jack Perry on fire. I was kind of thinking logically. It's like, okay, they probably got the pants on, gimmicked, maybe some padding gimmick underneath the britches, to protect him a little bit. I know he kind of got soaked in water, but I think Jack Perry was pretty well protected. as far as the stupid stunt he did, it was stupid. I don't think I would want, you know, especially a blowtorch to set me ablaze. Uh, and my buddy was over there. He probably pointed out right, so like, he probably sat there and sold it for a minute, and they already had it signaled. Say, hey, once I go down, you start, you know, uh, taking the fire extinguishers and you know extinguish the fire on me. So, so I think he was well protected. But the one thing that kind of it really bothered me is it's this right here. I mean, I forgot how many minutes he was just trying to blow it up a little bit. The part where Darby Allin was like sitting there upside down. I mean, he was already cut too. On top of that, and it's like I was telling people, it's like I've had to bend down for a little bit and like shovel something or dig something out, and be bent over for like maybe a minute, maybe 36 a minute, and I can still feel the blood rushing to my head at my age now. It's not comfortable. I'm pretty sure we've all kind of like dangled over our heads over the like the bed or something like that just for the hell of it as we were kids, but it didn't feel too good, and at least we were able to get up. This one, I'm thinking that's a little dangerous there. And there's some people said, and I'm probably going to get uh, nobody watch it. Not too many people watch this anyway, but it's going to sound favorable. But somebody said I think Martha Hart was there. I guess it did an announcement about this year's Owen Hart tribute tournament. Uh, they mentioned this again while they do that with her there. It wasn't up high. They ain't like dangle him uh, defenseless up high. And I kind of knew that it's like, okay, they're not going to dangle up that high. They're going to probably do that and do a move. I think they should have just done this double super kick or their EVP trigger, whatever, or the knee strike that Jack Perry did. They could have had him do on him as he was dangling, then let him down, cover him 1, 2, 3 instead of I don't know how many minutes. Like I said, I mean it wasn't 10 minutes. It was probably like 2 to 5 minutes maybe. It was still too long. I was like, that's not good. um, and there was a couple times you can kind of see he's trying to kind of hold his head up and stuff like that. And um, nah, that didn't seem. I mean, didn't seem too good. That one I didn't like. Other things I can kind of tell, the exploding, you know, chair could have been dangerous. I'm pretty sure, but you can be safe, but he's still tangling upside down. But end of the match, Jungle Boy hit a knee strike on Daniel Bryan, then got the pin that way. I guess they had to have him pin Bryan Danielson, so he said, "Oh, I pinned Danielson." But yeah, that one kind of bothered me. I was like, I mean, I was sitting there on my couch going, "Get the little fucker down." I mean, yeah, that shouldn't. But they just had him dangle, did a double super kick, then let them just dangle in there. Uh, I'm pretty sure at that time Martha Hart wasn't there. She got her money, got on first plane out. I don't think Martha Hart's. I mean, pretty sure she's gonna be there because she has to during the whole finals of the Owen Hart tournament. But not for this. I mean, I wouldn't say first flight home. She's probably in a join a nightlife maybe. I mean, she's an adult. She can do that. No, I ain't saying anything wrong with that. But I don't think she was there for even to see this. I don't even think she cares. I mean, I think they did that with Sting, and they supposedly called Martha Hart, say, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing with Sting. We're kind of relived those times all up because Sting done it a lot of times before the Owen Hart tragedy. He would repel or not repel, but get brought down to the ring from with the cable and all that. So they did on Dynamite one time, and supposedly they called Martha Hart, and I'm pretty sure she didn't. I mean, Sting's done it 100 times, and she's not watching anyway. Um, but like I said, I think she probably made her appearance, got her money, hit the road, hit the clubs, did some tourist stuff. Maybe I don't know. Where I heard LA's not that good, not a cool place. That cool place it used to be anymore. So maybe she just rode around, watched homeless people shit on the street. I don't know. Or is that San Francisco? Let me know in the comments. It's one of those places. But yeah, like I said, both these pay-per-views, I thought they were pretty good. Uh, I'm not, crapping on either one of them. But yeah, like I said, that's the one thing I will say. Yeah, that's a little too long to be dangling upside down for anybody. All right. So, what did everybody else think of the pay-per-view or the premium live event? King of the Ring. Everybody watch King of the Ring? Uh, I know Joe watched the. Actually, he was over. He watched the. He'll tell you. You know, uh, I was sitting there on my couch. Said, you know, let him down. I mean, damn. I was actually concerned for him. I was more concerned for him than I was. I mean, I was kind of making fun of Jack Perry. Said, hey, Jack Perry, hell, don't, we're gonna set you. You want to go through glass? Real glass. Go through real glass. Hey, we're just gonna throw some real fire at you too. You want to play this hardcore stuff? This is part of it. Flaming this, flaming that, real glass, light tubes. We ain't got the light tubes yet. I wouldn't guess they probably won't do light tubes. That light tubes seems to once you get hit with those, the glass kind of goes everywhere. Cause I don't ever remember. Oh, oops! Spoiler alert! Sorry, I didn't put the spoiler alert in case you didn't know who won or not. So I probably should put the spoiler alert on there. But I mean, like I said, it's a decent pay per view. I mean, I like the way they do it. Give me 5 matches that 5, 6 matches that mean something. Uh, trying to think how long do let's see, 20 hour, 2 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. I mean, I know they do a bunch of hula and you know build up packages, but they kind of do the same thing here, and it's like, gosh, if you're gonna have a bunch of matches, let's roll them out. Let's go. Or just do like they do, 5 matches. That means something. Put the little package in there, I guess. That way everybody get a chance to take a break, grab a beer, take a piss, whatever. Um, but definitely, in case you didn't hear, in case you're still listening, and in case you didn't hear before, next week I'm very excited to do the whole fantasy booking thing. Maybe it's gonna be something that I could do more often. I say we, but I'll do more often because, gosh, that's a fun part of being a wrestling geek, because that's stuff you used to do was uh, even the kids in the '80s. It's like, gosh, Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan, you know, uh, and everybody else, you know. Trying to think of other 80s uh, fantasy matches. You know, Nikita Koloff versus Nikolai Volkov, you know. Two Russians going at it. Didn't see that too much. You know, Demolition versus the Road, which we did get to see later on, but, you know, we didn't get to see at that time, you know, Demolition versus uh, Road Warriors. Um, that was one of those fantasy late 80s, early 90s matches that, like I said, we finally did get to see. And at that point, it was like Vince got what he wanted, so he just, okay, we're not going to do a long feud here. We're just going to do a couple of quick matches, and that's it. Hey, you know, early 90s, Sting versus Ultimate Warrior. You know, two guys who are former partners. Now they're the champions in both promotions, and uh, you know, that's, believe it or not, that was one of those fantasy matches that we thought might be good. Uh, now Sting, he wound up being pretty good. Ultimate Warrior, uh, not that good in the ring. I mean, he was. You can't help say he was over. But I will say, best match. Two of the best matches he ever had. One was with Hulk Hogan when he won the title, and the other one was with Randy Savage in the retirement match. Hmm. Is that because you just want to see Adam Cole get killed with chops? I mean, because think about it. I mean, Gunther's going to chop Adam Cole one time, and his hand will probably go. I mean, you remember those cartoons where, you know, you have like a frying pan, or you have, yeah, and the big strong guy punches the pot or something like that, and his hand goes right through it. That's what will happen against Adam Cole. I mean, Gunther will chop him, and you'll see an imprint of Gunther's hand coming out of the back of Adam Cole. I mean, it would be bad. What's going on with my other screen here? But, you know, it's your card. That's what you want to see. What's, I have, hold on one second, boys and girls. Having a little technical difficulty here. Actually, you just want to want to see Adam Cole chop for an hour. Wow. You know who else would want to see that? I'm having problems here with my. Oh well. I guess we'll have to work with only one. Only one screen. Anyway, but yeah. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I have some typical. My I think I'm gonna need a priest for my monitor here. Keeps flashing on and off. Let the power of Christ compel you. Still one of my favorite movies, by the way. I don't know. I was always a sucker for the movies like that. Anyways, but yes, if you want to see poor Adam Cole get chopped for an hour, I mean, of course, it's going to have to be your typical small man against Gunther match, where, you know, Uh, Adam Cole gets a little bit of his shit in, but then that's it. All Gunther. Nothing but submission moves, being chopped, power bombed. Yeah, I'd definitely go for that. But crap, what's wrong with my screen here? Stop. Oh well, I'll fix it later. Uh, but yes, like I said, sorry, got distracted by technical difficulties here. I'll just turn it off for now. I just had to go with one screen. Here we go. Hi. They learn how to two two camera setups. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, your card. If you want to see, or maybe a three-way there. You could see Gunther chop both of them. Hey, 2-for-1 special. But that would kind of go against my frame of mind. Be okay. Do we really want to blow our load with that ultimate dream match of three-way with Jack Perry and Adam Cole versus Gunther, just so we can see Gunther chop the piss out of Adam Cole and chop the shit out of freaking Jack Perry? See, maybe that'd be, Forbidden Kingdom 2 featuring WWE and AEW. Gunther versus, Jack Perry. Of course, everybody's dream match for Jack Perry is going to be Jack Perry versus CM Punk. Come on. Everybody's going to want to see that. Actually, I think I got that one penciled in, to tell you the truth. It's like, all right, guys, time to see how much of a pro both of you are. Jack, you don't have to tap out. You just have to pass out to the sleeper hole. You've done it before. But anyway, it is getting, like I said, next week, fancy booking, Forbidden Door, WWE roster versus whoever you want them to face on the AEW current roster right now. So, like I said, it should be interesting, should be fun. Before I go, whoa, where's my mouse? Ooh, gosh, now you chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex, repeat. They take a break, eat a big old steak and drink a pint. Okay, now they got the win back. Chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex, repeat, chop, suplex while eating another steak and drinking a pint. Repeat. Jet. Chop. Suplex. Repeat. Check. Runs out of the ring. Says, calls his dad's old agent. Say, hey, could you give me some like movie parts? Come on. Come on. I'm a good looking guy. Fuck this wrestling shit. These fuckers are really chopping me and suplexing me. I just want to go through some broke. I just want to go through some road glass. I'll do it for a movie part. Anyway, so yes, tune in next week. Put your shit together. We'll definitely talk about. Definitely have my card together. Few matches I do have in mind. Like I said, they'll probably not be all dream matches, but definitely matches that will should be satisfying. Definitely will satisfy me as far as any of that stuff goes. Uh, let's see. Let me do some plug here. Uh, every Tuesday, I do a trivia show called Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, where I ask 5 questions all dealing with sport professional wrestling. Usually I record those and they should be up usually around 10 o'clock on Tuesday mornings. So check that out. Watch it, have some fun, test your wrestling knowledge, and let me know how you do on those games. Like I said, I think I have 82 episodes of this. Um, Episode 52 is like a best of type deal. Kind of embarrassing when I record those. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, right now I'm not nowhere as good as other like famous YouTubers and stuff like that. I'm trying to get there, but not quite yet. But man, I was way. My production was way worse than it is now. But anyway, yes, Wrestling True Tuesday. Like I said, episode 52 is like a best of for the first, episode 1 through 51. Um, but 82 episodes. This, hey, uh, get your friends around. Uh, put in an episode and test yourself. Just click the pause buttons and write down your answers, and then keep going on. Make a game out of it with your friends. Just have fun with it. Also, of course, I have a WWE Raw recap show. Usually try and get those out Tuesday evening or Wednesday evening. Depends on how the real world treats me a little bit. Um, Same as AEW Dynamite recap. Try to usually have those up before this show, spot show live stream. Yes, this the original uh, live stream featuring me, Ronald Ray. Of course, every Thursday it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Friday morning in Japan, and 5 a.m. Friday morning in India. Uh, like I said, do mostly current stuff, and like I said, next week going to have some fun with the whole fantasy booking thing. Might have that be like a regular segment. But if you don't care for the current state of pro wrestling, you know, the current product whatsoever, join me on Friday nights where we talk about classic wrestling. Yes, it's Wrestling Gold Friday night. Uh, what I do is, like this week, we'll go through the history of wrestling, things that happened on May 31st, uh, basically from the 70s to the 90s. Keep that kind of time frame up a little bit. Then we do a watch along, talk about, I'll play it and talk about, share my memories and stuff like that. Um, of an old wrestling episode. This week, I'm going to do an episode of Ron Fuller's USA Championship Wrestling. It was a promotion he started around 1988. I think he had sold Continental and went back to Knoxville trying to get that town back up. Definitely didn't work out too well, I guess, because he wound up, dropping that within like a year or two. But featured like a lot, a few of the Continental people, Wendell Cooley. It had Scott Armstrong, the Bullet. Also had the Party Patrol, a team consisting of Davey Rich and Johnny Rich. But yeah, we'll talk about the Rock and Roll RPMs, Bill Dundee, Buddy Landell. Hey, gotta see Buddy Landell, and had Ron Wright playing manager. And if you never heard Ron Wright give a promo, even at the age he was here at the time, entertaining stuff, let me tell you. So that's Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Saturday morning in Japan, 5 a.m. Saturday morning in our friends in India. And like I said, that wraps it up for beer night. Hopefully everybody has a good Friday, and hopefully none of you have to work this weekend. So until then, you folks have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV 46. Until next time.
So long from the Peach State of Georgia.